Hello, everybody. This is not live. This is not. This is pre-recorded. I could not do this on video because of this incredible man, this incredible actor that spanned generations of movies, times, and generations. James Earl Jones passed away yesterday morning, and word spread between 5 and 6 o'clock yesterday afternoon. And normally I would do a memorial for James Earl Jones or Carrie Fisher, but I just wasn't ready because the outpouring of tributes on TikTok, and when you hear from familiar music, regardless if it was from Star Wars or The Lion King, Field of Dreams, the news reports did incredible tributes, but I was going to do this tribute a little bit earlier, but I was on TikTok and the outpouring tributes really moved me. At the LA Dodger game, they did a tribute to um, James Earl Jones, and that was wonderful. But NYC, the Empire State Building, and then the music, and wow. But The Lion King, and it was like so true because I was in my early 20s when The Lion King came out. James Earl Jones had an iconic voice. He was good in comedy and drama. His last movie I found out was the last Coming to America movie, which I have not seen yet. But he had such an iconic voice, and it's been a while since I've seen The Lion King, but his role and everything that he said in The Lion King is true. Shout out to, I want to give a particular shout out to TikTok, Daily Mail. They did an incredible tribute to um, from The Lion King. And it said, um, when the sun sets in my lifetime, Simba, the sun will rise with yours. And it is so true because his movies will become the future for generations of people to discover. And someone, I don't know who did it, but it just had a particular tug that we're also losing our icons. And this one grabbed like a particular hug. And it's the backdrop of The Lion King, but it has a picture of Darth Vader and a shadow silhouette of Mufasa. And the love and the care of the fans. I seen somebody do a chalk drawing of a still picture of James Earl Jones from Field of Dreams. And that's actually a place. It's in Iowa. And me and my parents were there. And it's a beautiful property. It is. It's a beautiful property, and it's so surreal. And it wouldn't surprise me if they'll have tributes out there in Iowa. I know it starts with an S. It's something Iowa. You may have to look it up because of the name. Um, is something Iowa, and it's a beautiful place. And it wouldn't surprise me. And Mark Hamill's tribute, um, incredible. But even to the millennials and Gen Z, you know, you're noticing James Earl Jones movies like from Coming to America 2, the rediscoveration of The Lion King and Star Wars and many other films that he has done. And it's so hard to do tribute videos when they're still alive because I've made time to do James Earl Jones ones, but I just never had the time. And unfortunately, I was in the process of making a small little tribute video. And as I was making it, the news dropped, and you'll never see that because I deleted it. But but the tributes were absolutely amazing, and I'm sure that there's going to be more tributes to come. And he had like a sense of humor. I don't know if anybody saw The Big Bang Theory with James Earl Jones and Sheldon, and they go to Carrie Fisher's place, and I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but it was just absolutely. I gotta fix my watch. Absolutely, absolutely um, insane. I mean, whoever thought about getting those two together and whatnot. But in the Star Wars family, I know that C3PO is still alive. Of course, George Lucas, and of course, Mark Hamill. But what an amazing joy. To me, James Earl Jones brought us from childhood to an adulthood and back to childhood. I mean, a world full of chaos. You always go back to your childhood for comfort, no matter how old you are. I'm 52 years old, and shoot, I'm an adult. And when you watch these tribute videos to like whoever, you realize that you are not alone. I mean, Gen X, which is my generation, Generation Z, the millennials, um, are just saddened by James Earl Jones's passing, you know, and the care of the tributes, that come in, you know. But I first discovered James Earl Jones by voice, and of course that was like Darth Vader, you know. But anyway, that's how I got to know James Earl Jones. I'm going to sit here on the on the stoop here, sit here in the chair. a little bit. I got my Sprite Zero with me, but but yeah, that's how I discovered James Earl Jones, and then I got to see him in, of course, Field of Dreams and Coming to America, then The Lion King, and of course the Big Bang Theory. But he just brought such delight to the people around him. Just complete and utter joy, regardless what if it was his drama or comedy. He was just a very, very, very kind soul. And to have him in our lives, regardless of how old you are, I mean, he was 93 years old when he passed. But I just consider that to be a blessing, you know. And it's like me and my dad were talking, and there's not that many people that can bring so much joy that go from Gen X all the way on up, or even with my father's generation, you know. And I want to just get off topic a little bit. Um, Dick Van Dyke, he's multi generational. He's like my father's generation and all the way, and he brought joy. Same thing with Betty White, and that's what I mean about James Earl Jones and Carol Burnett. They brought so much joy to people's lives. And maybe the celebrities that make the movies know how much joy, and maybe some of them don't. So when they have like anniversary movies and stuff and conventions, they get to see the joy, the laughter, and how much importance they brought into everybody's life. Movies are important, music is important, bringing people together is important. That looked like a bird from like Star Wars, but bringing people together is important, you know. And as I'm making this, I'm going to get off topic a little bit and show that I'm seeing a cardinal, and it's behind the tree. And just in the world full of chaos now, and we're going through hard times because it's an election year, but I don't want to get too heavy on that. But with everything that's been going on this year and the past years and everything, to get some joy and a vacation and an escape from your problems and just cuddle up with a movie or a series of movies, even though we're not related to them, they bring us comfort and joy as they become our family. And when you're down and when you're sad and they're long gone, we still have their movies to comfort us. And like I say, I use the word blessing because it is such a blessing. Like one day you'll feel like reliving the Lion King, and I go, and you'll say, "There's Mufasa," We miss you, Mufasa. Or James Earl Jones in a movie that he stopped playing either like Darth Vader or Mufasa and say, hey, there you are. There's some joy in my life or your life. And that's what I'm here to talk about. To regardless of what side party that you're on, just take the time and enjoy your life without hate and just have some peace of mind in your life and just take the time out of your day and just get back in touch with yourself. Just be a kid for however how long a movie is or a song and just be a kid. Life is too short. Just grab whatever comforts you, like burn a candle, get a blanket or some popcorn, or read a book or watch a movie and just be comforted in the warm hugs that either a book could bring or a movie could bring, and say, hey, James Earl Jones, there you are. Or say, hey, Carrie Fisher, there you are. We miss you. Or any other actor that you have loved. Just put in one of their movies and say, hey, you, I miss you. And they'll always be there for us, regardless if it was in a book that turned into a movie that they played a part of, or a song, or like I say, a movie. Do that with the artists that are still alive, and also do that with when they're passed on, because their lives influenced us. They made us as a whole. What made me whole was the first ever when I seen Boris Karloff in Frankenstein. That's what introduced me to the person who I am today. And I'm 52 years old, and I get the same thrill of seeing that shot, the same thrill when I see the opening scene of Darth Vader, the same scene in all the movies that I love to watch, regardless if it's Vivian Lee or Clark Gable or Cara Burnett or any actor. I just thought of those at the top of my head. Or James Earl Jones or Peter Mayhew or David L. Lander, Cindy Williams, Penny Marshall, um, a lot of other actors, and even musicians. Take the time for yourself. It's all right that you're an adult, and if you want to act like a kid in a society just full of just hatred right now, and you want to go out and be a kid and not give a flying F of what people think, regardless if you're in the privacy of your own home or outside. And if that brings you comfort and joy in a world full of chaos, by all means, go for it. I do not rehearse these when I do my tribute videos. They come from the heart, and what I say goes. But what I am telling you, there's so much pain and heartache in the world. Like when you have time, or even just like a walk on the beach and just think about them, you know. Just thinking about a person's joy, regardless if they're a celebrity, singer, actor, actress, or even a relative, they will always bring you comfort. Regardless if you're 2 or 92 or even over 100, people find comfort in different ways. People grieve in a lot of different ways. And you cannot tell anybody to stop grieving because they're grieving their childhood, but they can also relive their childhood. And this is what I do, but you cannot stop a Gen Xer, millennial, or generation Z, or my father's generation to stop grieving over a love of an actor, singer, relative, or like whatever. And like I say, I'm 52 years old and I act like kid accordingly because you gotta let off some steam because you can't have life be too serious. You got to laugh. And that's what I mean, regardless if it's Robin Williams or George Carlin or even Fluffy or Jeff Dunham. You gotta laugh, regardless if it's Austin Powers movie or any other movie. People find joy differently and comfort differently. And I feel that James Earl Jones did it that way. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Hi, good morning. See, like what I'm saying, a dog was getting walked down our street and it took a pee on our mailbox, and I thought that was funny. And I'm gonna sit back down here. No, I'm gonna bring out my Sprite here, and that's what I mean. Even if it's not funny to everybody else, and you find it funny, laugh. Life's too short. And like I said, I've seen tributes to many of our actors, actresses on TV and film. You just find comfort the way that you can, and just act like a kid. And the fall is coming up, even in the spring, summer, fall, and winter. And if you feel like being an adult and acting like a kid, like when you're cleaning, or like you're in like a grocery store, and I know practically that everybody does it, and I'm not ashamed. I kind of like do a dance in the store. There was the last time that we went to Walmart, they had like this weird noise. It had like this disco vibe to it. I was dancing with the cart. I don't give a crap. And it just felt a relief. And that's what I feel that movies do for us, or a book, or a song. Even James Earl Jones made me see this. And we know that Betty White really touched on. I know that Generation Z, but I did not know that they were discovering the Golden Girls. And see, that's what I mean. But I really discovered with the passing of James Earl Jones how much people are loved. And I knew that people were loved. Do not get me wrong. I've done um, many tribute videos, and I'll get to my Star Wars tribute before I end. But to kids, I know that there's like internet out there, and of course YouTube and TikTok. But go outside, be a kid, go to a movie, and just be yourself, but don't be an idiot. But just have fun, but have fun responsibly. Now, order in the court, order in the court. Now, let's get back to Star Wars. When you're a kid in the early 1970s and you see Star Wars, I remember exactly where I saw it. It was at Studio 28. Studio 28 is no longer here. And if you're from Kentwood, Wyoming area in Michigan, you know what I'm talking about. And because back in the 70s we had commercials for Whitmark, which is no longer here, and it was kind of like a wood clock. Don't ask me why I remember that. I just do. But hang on. Now that was cool. I was not expecting to get that on camera. See, you never know when you go outside what you're gonna find. And that is a big airplane. I'm glad that I hope that picked that up. But take two. But when you know what a movie I conjured you and get your mind blown. My first mind blow was the Beatles, of course. Then it was Boris Karloff. But this really bombarded it. When you hear, God, 52 years old, and when you see Lucasfilms, then you hear in a galaxy far, far away, and you hear that music. I don't care if you're 52, 72, 92, or over 100. You're 4, you're 5, you're 10, and you hear that music. You turn into a kid. I don't give a good flying hell. Who knows? Wow, and to see those iconic characters for the first time. And then Darth Vader. Oh my god. I don't care if I'm crying. I don't give a fuck. But that's what I mean. That's what a character should do. And every time that I see his performances, James Earl Jones, like I said, regardless, and I know that there's many films that he's been in, that's because when you see James Earl Jones, regardless if he plays a bad guy or in a drama or in a comedy or even Mufasa in The Lion King, that's what they should do. The word that I'm looking for is impact. Impact. That is the word that I'm looking for. Impact. It impacts you for generations to come. And the rediscovery of film. That's what brings me joy. In fact, since we're talking about film, there was a movie theater over in Alpine, and it used to be right near a restaurant called The Clock. And you're from Michigan, Comstock Park, you know. And my first movie, I was a few months old, was Winnie the Pooh, but my first major film was American Graffiti. And see how it all fits because George Lucas started my childhood off and he kicked it in the high gear with Star Wars. When George Lucas passes, I'm going to lose it. Same thing with Spielberg and, of course, um, Cara Burnett and Dick Van Dyke. But it's impact. And I just love the impact that movies and books and things are going to be generations to generations. That's what makes me feel good. Long after me and my dad pass and everybody else has passed, who knows what the social media will be. And it makes me feel good that all of these memories will be preserved on film. And that is just so important, and that's what I love about it, that we can share it with our grandkids. I know that it's off topic, but the Moody Blues had a great album title, and it's for our children's children, and even future adults. I just added that last part, but it is so true. So here we go. Here we go. Oh, is it going potty? I'm gonna move, but here we go. So here we go. I gotta wait for to do my lightsaber tribute, but I'll just wait till the person goes, which she's almost gone. There's a lady out there walking. But I'll have you hear the birds for a few minutes. Okay, hang on. Intermission break. Oh, excuse me. Intermission break. But anyway, Star Wars has an impact in my life. And I don't care how old you are, it brings comfort and joy to everyone. I'm 52 years old, and I think when I knew that James Earl Jones passed, I knew I was going to lose it. But I said, Carrie, be an adult. And I was all fine and good. Then they started playing Star Wars music, and I lost it. You know, it's too bad. There is there's just a little bit of clouds because I did one for I think it was David Prowse when he passed, and it was like all clouds. So I'm going to use the clouds that I have, and we can use it as Millennium Falcon trails or something. But what Star Wars means to me, and like I said, this isn't live. This is Memorex, and this is the only way that I can do this. But it is so hard, and I'm sure I'm going to do another tribute video somewhere down the road. But to all James Earl Jones fans, to all Field of Dream fans, Coming to America fans, to mostly Star Wars fans, I'm sure I do not have a lightsaber, but lightsabers up for a moment of silence for all of our Star Wars veterans who have passed on. Most recently, James Earl Jones, who passed away yesterday at the age of 93. You will be missed. My time is going to be soon up here. My sun sets with you, Simba, but you will rise, Simba, in the circle of life. And now the time is come. You are gone now. You have raised your final curtain. But to all of us, we love you as Darth Vader. And you played Mufasa so brilliantly. You gave all. You loved us all. You did it your way. And now a moment of silence. So don't be afraid to love somebody or someone or something, a movie, a book, a song. You know why? They did it their way. Hi, everybody. They did it their way because they cared about what they did. They cared about everything because it is the circle. He was a circle generation for us Star Wars, and it was a circle of life because he did Mufasa in The Lion King. So I'm going to quote The Lion King. In the circle, he did it his way. May God love you, bless you, and keep you, James Earl Jones. You brought so much joy to us all. Love and joy and prayer go to your family, but most of all, you are in our hearts and prayers. Just think of all the catching up you're doing with all of your friends up in heaven, and to let them know all the joys and the loves that you have accomplished and getting caught up with family and friends, knowing that eventually everybody in heaven knows that everybody down here on earth will be okay because we have your movies to look back to like a warm hug friend when we need comfort and joy the most. It's like you could put in a Star Wars movie and have a Christmas. It brings people together. And that's how I feel about James Earl Jones and all the actors. But I just want everybody know that James Earl Jones was a class act of an actor, and he brought the circle of life from Star Wars Darth Vader to Mufasa. We love you and we miss you. From a fan, Kerry Knauf, Grand Rapids, Michigan. May you live long and in our hearts, and your movies will live long with all of us and for our future children's children and adults. I'm Carrie Knopf, and I approved every single word that I said. And like I said before, I don't rehearse these; they just come from the heart. So, on behalf of a Lion King fan and a Star Wars fan, you're living long in our hearts. And I'm sorry that this is long, but James Earl Jones, a talent, a true talent. And I'm going to close it out with another song, and then I'll just end it. He did it his way. He brought he brought laughter and the tears of joy. Even when you're adult, you can go to his movies and visit an old friend and discover new friends too that discover you. So he did it his way. He brought us Generation X together with Star Wars. Then he brought us together again with If You Build It, They'll Come with Field of Dreams. Then the generational gap expresses with the circle of life with the Lion King. So, James Earl Jones, we love you. You're a class act. And so you have not given your final act because your movies will live on from a fan from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I am Kerry Knauf. Thank you for watching. And may he live on. I'm Kerry Knauf. Thank you for watching. We love you. Bye bye.